I want y'all to pay attention to something. And this is something that I did with every woman I ever dated. Everyone, including my ex-wife, right? I want y'all to take a look at when you ask them to try to do something, to try to do better. For instance, for me, all of my exes said, Leon, try to start acting like you care. They did. And I was like, I thought I was caring, right? I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even trying to care. I never tried to care. It just wasn't there, right? But I was attracted to him. But there was no deep connection because I was fearful of that. I was fearful of having my heart broken. When my mother broke my heart, and I talk about this all the time, my mother was a hell of a lady. And I only gained a lot of wherewithal about my mother in therapy. And that's where the connection started for me, and I was 47. But a lot of times I was always disconnected. When you try to ask your current man, a current girlfriend, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, when you try to ask them to, Leon, can you just let's go to church. Let's start reading the Bible. Let's read a chapter a night. Let's read a scripture, right? Some scripture. Let's read a quote. Let's pull something out the Bible. Let's study God. Let's study Ecclesiastics, whatever. Let's read 3 lines. All of my exes, not all of them were into church or the Bible, but the ones that were, and I just could not do it. Leon, can you at least try to hold my hand a little more? Leon, after sex, can you hold me a little longer instead of rolling over and going to smoke or going to watch ESPN? Leon, can you talk to me more? Leon, can you give me eye contact more? When you have to ask those things and they're trying, it's not going to last. It's not. And it has nothing to do with you. When y'all talk about lack of empathy, y'all just throw the word out there. And I'm looking at these people that talk about narcissism. Oh, they lack empathy. But what is it? For one, there's a few things about lacking empathy, but I lacked emotional connection. I didn't have it. I could be attracted to a lady for a few minutes, and then there's another one over there with longer, pretty hair, or she might have bigger breasts, or she might have nicer lips, or she might have a sharp, short haircut, or she might have a nice breasts, whatever, or a nice little forehead, or nice ears. And I was always looking because I did not have staying power, nor did I have longevity. And look those things up. Narcissistic people don't have that. I lacked emotional connection. And I was also all over the place where they couldn't hold my attention for long because I was a crusty, crunchy little whore for a long time. And it starts in the childhood with my cousins molesting me, watching porn early, my uncle touched me, all kind of stuff. And that's who I become. And so then I became comfortable with that. And that was my agenda, my game plan, to have as many women as I could, to sleep with as many women as I could. And I became happy with that because it was safe for me. Outside the bedroom, outside of laughing, outside of scheduling a great weekend just for a weekend, just for her, outside of that, I had nothing. There was no long-term emotional connection. So when you're trying to get your current boyfriend or girlfriend or current husband or wife to work on little things in a relationship to make it better, they'll start and it'll stop. They may be attracted to you, your face, your hair, your lips, your butt, your breasts, those things that I had too, but it's not going to last. They're not even trying to hold on and find out, why am I disconnected? How come I lack emotional connection? Why? I didn't know these things until I went into therapy. I was running from Leon. I was running from my inability to connect and love properly. I always had excuses because my mom left me. My parents got divorced. I was discarded. I was abused. I was molested. I was kicked to the side. I was forgotten about. I use those were excuses, poor excuses. But I was fearful of somebody leaving me like my mom had left me. And for so long, I thought my dad was a great man too, but he never said he loved me. And I never knew why until we go into therapy and talk about these things. Oh, well, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, my grandfather never said he loved me. I never heard those words from men in my family. So I grew up not knowing how to say it, not wanting to say it, and not caring to say it. Lacking empathy, lacking emotional connection. So do your research on it, study it, get to know it, learn it. Because when you have somebody that you're trying to work with and you're spending weeks and months and you hoping that they get better, and then they start going to church and they start reading the Bible and they start holding your hand and they start cuddling and they start kissing you just because, not having to have sex behind the kiss, and they work on their addiction, stop smoking so much, stop drinking, stop watching porn. If you have somebody like that and they start to do it and they lack an emotional connection to you and understanding you. Keep that in mind. Y'all have a great day.